Yep, see those little bees right there? That's an October 15th, 2021 swarm, if you can believe that. Yeah, they're still there, and it's been 2 days. I need to go in and take a look and see, do we need to reconfigure something that I just threw together real quick for some bees. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome back to Southeast Louisiana. Remember guys, if you haven't liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Hey, and don't forget to share it. Anyway, we're down here in Southeast Louisiana, the deep south, doing a how I do video, not a how-to video. Definitely not a how-to today. That's right guys, late swarm. There's a bit of a backstory on this thing, man. Well, it's not a backstory. Actually, there is a story on this. Man, it's windy out and it's a beautiful day. It is the, what day is it? Shoot, I'm terrible with dates. Oh, it's the 16th of October. We got internet back yesterday. Last night, matter of fact. He was out here working till about 8 o'clock at night. He got everything hooked up. I appreciate it. I think the AT&T lines are up finally. They're still hooking those up, but we don't have a landline, so it doesn't matter, nor do we have any AT&T stuff. But we're back. We're back fully. We are pre-storm. Anyway, yeah, there's a wind in the air. It's like 65. It is beautiful. It's fall. There's a chill. I got goosebumps. It's a chill. Haven't felt this in a while, but yeah, it's beautiful out here. I'm just coming out here and taking a look at things, but I'm gonna tell you what. We have got a beautiful day to work bees, although the wind is about 15 miles an hour is what they're saying, but we can work around that. But I'm not working bees, I'm just working that one. So the story on that thing is this. You know what they say, you know, about bees and late swarms and all that, but it was kind of a situation I almost couldn't turn it down. I mean, I don't nurture bees, you know that if you're watching my videos. I'm not going to sit there and nurture them over and over and over and just keep them, you know, if they aren't strong enough, if they're that weak and they're just not doing that good, my voice is squeaking, then I don't mess with them that much. I just feel like I don't want those genes in my yard. But the situation with this one is, I almost couldn't turn it down. So I need to go in and look at it, but you know, you always have that struggle. Should I leave it alone? You know, if it's up there, should I mess with it? And look, if it's a swarm that's way up high, I don't mess with it. But you have that inner struggle. It's leave it, take it. You know how it goes. You should have let them go. I didn't want to let them go. You know what they say about late swarms? They're no good. I know what they say, but you know. Yeah, but who knows if they're going to make it? You're going to have to feed them and nurture them. Big deal. So here's the story. I'm out here. Okay, so I come out here. All right, so the 15th was yesterday. So the 14th, I'm out here knocking out the rest of my treatments. The last round, oh man, I'm sorry, y'all in the sun. The last round of oxalic acid, number 4. Did it 5 days after the 3rd round. So come out here and I start on this group of colonies, and I look, and the colony with the pollen trap, the Man Lake pollen trap, not the Sundance, it's got bees all around it. Now, as you can see, the bees get clogged on the fronts of the pollen traps, but down here by the drawer I notice a whole bunch of bees gathered, and they're covering it up. Oh, that goldenrod smells good. They're covering it all up. Just a bunch of them. A few of them are hanging, but not a lot, and they're all over this area right here. So I open the drawer, and these bees are just all over the place. And I smoke all them bees off there. I'm thinking, well, they're just gathering. It's hot out. They're pulling around the side, just fanning. But there were a bunch underneath. But not a beard, just a bunch of bees. So I smoke them all off, get the pollen out, and the bees are all kind of have dispersed now from the side of the colony. So I look up in the air up here. See up there? Up in there. As I'm treating this colony, I'm already done with all these 4. I'm treating, I don't know why my voice is squeaking, guys. Maybe it's the cold and no humidity for a change. Anyway, I see just a bunch of bees flying in the air. And I'm thinking, well, nobody's swarming. I go look at all the entrances. Nobody's swarming. No, everybody's just coming and going, doing their thing. It was a busy day of pollen. So everybody's coming and going like they're supposed to. And I'm thinking, well, maybe somebody absconded. But again, all the colonies have bees on. I check them all through here. Well, whatever. Well, maybe, who knows? I said, who knows? Maybe I just got them all stirred up and they flew up there. But they never really came back down there. So that was the 14th. So the 15th was yesterday, right before, after sunset, right before it's getting dark, 15, 20 minutes before dark. So I'm gonna go walk around and just take a walk through the yard. So I walk way over there, look at those bees, and I look at these, and I look at these. I walk and look at these. And I'm coming through here, and I'm gonna head right on back to the house over here. And I look, and right here, there is a ball of bees hanging. Maybe a couple pounds at the most. Not a big ball of bees, but I see them hanging. Here these bees are on this branch. They're just like this. That's a nice ball of bees. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, it's middle of October. I'm not messing with this thing. Are you kidding me? But they're right here. Like, how can you not get them when they're right here? So, it's almost dark. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, where did this come from? I look at that ball, and I go get a nuke box, and I don't have anything but foundation and frozen frames, and frames that are in moth crystals. Can't use the moth crystals one, they ain't aired out at least for a few hours. Frozen, well, I grabbed 2 empty frozen, no honey in them, they're empty with a little bit of old brood. And I go over to another colony. I set the box down, run over to another colony with smoke. If y'all have ever worked bees when it's just about dark, it's not fun. They crawl really fast. They crawl more than they fly. I jump out there. I pop the top on number 8, I think it is. I pop through and it's all honey. I get the one that's got like maybe a dozen to 20 little cap broods around that are still about to emerge. Everything's being backfilled with nectar. I'm like, I don't have time to dig into bottom boxes. It's dark. I'm just shy of having to work with a flashlight, so I just grabbed that one, had a little bit of brood on it, and some food and fresh nectar. So I said, that's good enough. Throw it in the nuke, throw a foundation in the nuke, and I go over there and I'm like, I need to get them. So I put them up in that tree right up there, kind of brush them down a little bit. They walk right on in the box, get them all off the branch, set it down, smoke the remaining off the branch. And I go to this colony because I'm thinking, everybody had bees. So I'm thinking, it's not a swarm, it's an abscond. And that's normally what you find this time of year. You rarely have I ever seen a colony swarm in my yard, in my experience and in my time of beekeeping, swarm in October. It's usually an abscond. They're leaving because of stress, mites, beetles, maybe it's too hot, I don't know. They're usually abscond. Well, I'm thinking, well, maybe this is the only one I know that's got a real big time beetle issue. Maybe those bees I'm seeing on the corner are like that one colony we looked at where they all just were moved down, hanging out there, and most of them absconded and left a remnant behind, and they're just kind of hanging out, and it's full of beetles. So I'm letting them settle in. I pop the top. There's bees. There's plenty of bees in there. There's honey in the top. Left them alone. It wasn't them. Couldn't find anybody that absconded. I think what I had was a swarm trying to move in. Or an abscond. It's an abscond, I'm sure of it. It's got to be an abscond, something that's dwindled. So there's no telling what could be wrong with them. Maybe from the woods. I don't have any beekeepers close by. Maybe they were heading there and that was their final destination, and when I ran them off, they found a spot on, I don't know. Found a spot on the branch, I don't know. I don't know. What I know is, it was hard to turn down that thing that's right at eye level. When, hey, put them in a box, if they're there the next day, good. So I go back the next day and they're all on the front. Oh, and what I did was, before I put them on the stand, I got 2 frozen frames. I had no choice. I let them sit out for 20 minutes or so, but that wasn't enough. Put them in there frozen. So I go out an hour later, they're all on the front because, you know, they're probably freezing. But it was warm out still. It wasn't cool like it is now. And came out yesterday after work and took a gander. And they're all on the front and coming and going. And walk out there now and I'm thinking they're gone. But there was bees on the front, so, and it didn't look like any robbing. But they could already be robbed out, who knows. So we're gonna go take a look and see what we can figure out with them and get them kind of configured, because basically I got the one with had a little bit of brood on one end, I got a foundation, I got 2 empty ones. I need to see if they're gonna be able to cover what they have, but I need to make sure they don't have too much comb or that they have enough comb, one or the other. Since I need to go in and reconfigure now, to be sure, because it was just really slap it together, see what I can do with them, throw them on the stand. Well, now that we're going in, we're going to go ahead and look, see, do we have a queen? What's going on with it? Whose was it? Don't know. Really not the best day to go in with the wind. I trust my microphone is working fine. I don't know how these bees are going to be. But let's take a look, see if they... Yeah, they haven't glued the lid down. Oh, they're still there. Look at there. Smells like goldenrod already though, but I put a frame of nectar from another colony, so that makes sense. See, I got some really whacked out frames in here. These are the frozen ones. Let's see what they did. Well, they've already cleaned up some of it. There's a bunch of old brood. They're already pulling it out. Frozen brood. Yeah, look. But they're so small, they're not going to clean that. So this is why I really need to be in here. I need to check and see how, what do they have to work with? How big are they? What are they covering? I don't want to give them a ton of space. It's so small. This is why you don't mess with them late. But what are you going to do? I mean, what do you do? I guess you just leave them. Now, if they're up high in a tree, I leave them. I don't mess with them. If they're in a bad location, I don't mess with them. But this one, it was kind of one of those, well, right in your face. Look. Because they brought nectar with them. That was an empty foundation. It had that little bit of comb on it already. Okay, it had that little bulge. They've already filled that. So they're here. Once they do that, they're here. This was all already there. They're not drawing that. I am going to give them some feed. And this is the frame I got from the colonies. I want to slide this into the center. Actually, I need to pull one of these out. I do want to slide that in. I got to give them something, but I don't want to give them so much space the beetles can overtake them. I might just leave them with 4 frames. This one's full. Oh, it's heavy. It's heavier than it was when I put it in there. I believe they've done went and filled this thing up the rest of the way with nectar. Yeah, they have. It's completely full of nectar now. There's the queen right there. I knew she'd be here. There she is. I was just looking for her. She's definitely a small one because they get small when they fly, but she's here. Oh, there was some larvae in here that I pulled from another colony, so that's what drew them in and kept them right there. I knew there was only a little bit of cat brood, but... So, I think I'm just going to leave their frames the way they are. I am going to switch their lid. And I'm going to put, there's my queen still, she's still walking around, and I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on here that's got a hole in it for a feeder. We're going to put her right back. I'm going to give them an entrance reducer. And I'm going to try and center this so they don't build stray comb, guys, on the edges. And I'm just going to center it, and I'm going to put a, I don't want to have to disturb them much this time of year. I'm going to center the 4 frames for now. That's what we're going to go with. You ever just debated with yourself on what you should really do? You should have let them go. I didn't want to let them go. You know what they say about late swarms? They're no good. I know what they say, but you know. Yeah, but who knows if they're going to make it? You're going to have to feed them and nurture them. Big deal. I'm just trying to think of the ease on me and the ease on them. What's best for them? What's easier for me without compromising what I've got here? Alright, let's change this lid out. There you go. I should use that finger snap a lot more. It would have saved me a walk back and forth, getting all that stuff. It's so easy, just snap your fingers and make this stuff happen. But I did it the old-fashioned way. Anyway, I just stuck the jar in here for now. I won't feed them yet, but this one's got a bunch of holes in it. I won't, which most of them are plugged and propolized. And it's hard to see unless you look in the sun, but I'm looking and there's only like 1 hole open on this. But what I'll do is I'll make a new lid for this one, or I'll find one I got that's only got 1 or 2 holes in it. I'll probably put like 3 small holes in it and that's it. Because what I don't want is to flood them if something happens and it loses vacuum and the heat and all. At the same time, they ain't got a ton of bees. They ain't got, boy, if that ain't some bad grammar. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. Guys, I think that's what we're gonna do. Alrighty, well, It is a lazy Saturday afternoon. Not a lot of beekeeping to do. This little colony, it's here still. Don't know where it came from. It's probably an abscond from somewhere. All my colonies are still in their boxes, from what I can tell. I don't see anything unusual in any of them. Normally, if it was a swarm, I'd put them in a box. If they were there the next day, I'd leave them for a week or two. But I needed to reconfigure or really see what we had. This is very unusual this late, and it's very unusual for me to even mess with them this late. But you know, it's just it's right there in my face. It's a debate. They really, you know, the old saying, was it May and June and in July they're not worth a fly, and I don't remember the saying. Nonetheless, you know, if it had been up in that branch, I'd have been like, oh, you just seen when they left. But hey, they were right there. Let's give it a shot. I had time. It was dark though. By the time I was done, I was using a flashlight to look in that colony to see if they had absconded, but they didn't. So I don't know. I don't know where it came from. So I kept them. We'll give them some food and we'll see what we can do with them. They are going out collecting nectar right now, but they have no pollen. I might put a little strip of a pollen patty on there as well, just to give them a little nutrition. It's going to take them a day or two to clean these cells out because they're so small. But if they can clean some cells out and get a little pollen on her, get a little nectar to her, she might start laying a little bit and maybe build some more bees up. Really quick, it's actually the next day, guys. It was 46 degrees this morning, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that beautiful or what? So with an introducer, they look settled. They're coming and going. And I'm going to give them a little bit of feed. So I'm going to open them real quick, and I'm going to give them a supplement. Just a little strip. They're not big, but just something to give them a boost because there's not a lot of workers to gather the pollen. I want to give them a little head start on the pollen since it will be running out soon, and give them this 1-to-1 just to kind of feed them in addition to what nectar they brought with them and what nectar is in there from the frame I put in, and hopefully it'll you know, it'll stimulate them a little bit as well. But this is just something to get them going, get them rolling, get them cleaning out that comb, get her laying, get her established, because it's so late. Honestly, if it wouldn't have been right in my face, I'd have never grabbed this colony. But I gave them some 1-to-1. I put a touch of just a few drops of apple cider vinegar, since they may drink it kind of slow. I want to give them something to keep the pH right so it doesn't mold up too fast. May really need a feeding shim on this, I don't know. I'm not gonna put a feeding shim on here, so I'm gonna mash it down real good. We say that in the South, mash it down. We don't push it down, we mash it. Let's see if I missed the feeding hole. Oh yeah, that'll work. And this jar, even though it's got a lot of holes in it, it's actually only about 2, I think 3 of them aren't propolized. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we've got 2 holes cleaned out. We'll leave the rest propolized. And I'll throw a bucket over it. That's all I had to do. Just want to give them a jump start, a little head start. They're on their own, they're tiny. We've done what we can for them at this point. That's gonna be it, folks. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you did like this little video about that little stray nuke. If you did like the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I truly appreciate it. And don't forget to share this video with friends, family, anybody that just enjoys watching bees. This is Barry's Best Hunting. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. May Lord God bless you. We'll see y'all later.